Hi, second graders. This is Miss Kish. This is your science video for Friday. Today we're going to talk about bodies of water one more time, and then I'm going to tell you what you're going to do for your assignment today. Okay, so our first pictures are showing a river. Remember, a river is the body of water that flows, and it flows downhill. Okay, fish, turtles, frogs can all live in rivers. And you can see from the pictures, lots of rivers have trees and other plants along the banks or the edges because they can get their water from the river. Let's take a look at the next one. All right, next, sorry, I'm trying to move this over. There we go. Next is a stream. A stream is like a river. It flows and it flows downhill, but it's not as big as a river. It is narrower. That means skinnier. Lots of times, many streams might flow together and end up being a river. Streams can start in mountains, like when snow is melting, but can be in other places too, right? Same thing, fish, turtles, frogs, other animals might live in or near a stream. Sometimes if it's very dry, streams can dry up, and this can be like a dry stream bed. And then when they get rain or when the snow is melting, then the stream is bigger, okay? All right. Next is a glacier. Oh my goodness, I'm on the wrong side again. There we go. A glacier is kind of like a river, but it is frozen. Okay, it's made of ice. You can see this in this first picture. This glacier is pretty clean looking, right? It just is looking like snow or ice, but in this glacier, you can see that it has been carrying and moving a lot of dirt and soil with it. We're going to talk next week about how glaciers can change land, and that's one way they do it is by carrying pieces of soil or dirt or rocks or sand when they melt or when more water adds on and freezes and the glacier gets bigger. Glaciers can be found on mountains. They can also be in places that are cold all year long. Oh my goodness, friends, I'm in the way every time. All right, next is an ocean. I'm gonna go up here. The ocean is the biggest body of water. Oceans have salt water. And if you look at these Google Earth photos, here are a couple of oceans. This is the Pacific Ocean, and then at the bottom is the Atlantic Ocean. Oceans often have beaches, right? But they don't have to. Some of them can have rocky shores or cliffs along the edge. And because they're saltwater, often different kinds of animals live there that might live in a lake or a river. So turtles live in the ocean, but sea turtles, right? Lots of fish live in the ocean, but often different kinds of fish than what might live in a lake. Crabs, lobster, jellyfish, sharks, dolphins, whales, all of those are animals that can live in the ocean that would need salt water. Okay, next is a lake. We know lots about lakes because we have so many in our state and around our state. We know that lakes can be very, very big, like Lake Michigan or Lake Huron. They're not as big as an ocean. If you look at Google Earth, you can see that they're big, but they're not that big. And lakes can also be smaller, like the lakes in these pictures. Fish can live in there, turtles, frogs, just like some of the rivers and other bodies of water. People often also use lakes for fun, for boating, for swimming, for fishing, okay? Think of things you might do if you go up north, or maybe if you go to Lake Michigan. Those are things that lots of people might do in lakes. And our last body of water is a pond. A pond can be like a lake, but it is smaller. Sometimes it can have things like these lily pads. The water can be still, where water might not be moving in or out of the pond. So it might be kind of still or have that algae, that kind of green stuff on top of it. Let's see, ponds and lakes are both where water flows downhill into like a low area, okay? So that's what a pond or a lake, that's kind of where they come from, in the lower lying areas of land where water fills them up. All right, so those are our bodies of water. Here is your job. One last move. There we go. All right, one last move. Your job is to make a body of water poster. So you could draw this just on paper, okay? It doesn't have to be on poster paper. Just on a piece of paper is a-okay in your notebook, or if you have blank paper, you could use that too. You're gonna choose one body of water: ocean, lake, pond, river, stream, or glacier. You're gonna write your name or the name of the body of water at the top of your paper, okay? Kind of big letters so we can see it. So if you pick pond, write pond at the top. You need to draw a picture of your body of water. You need to use the real colors that it is in real life. Your picture needs to include some plants or animals that are nearby. You could draw people using that body of water. Okay, you need to have some details in your drawing. You can't just draw the body of water by itself. Okay, you need to have some details. And then you need to write at least 2 things you know about that body of water. Okay, at least means you can do more. You can definitely do more than 2, but you have to have at least 2. The last thing you're gonna do is go to Seesaw and turn in your poster by taking a picture of it and turning it in on Seesaw. Okay, have fun.